In 1905, Robert Lincoln, the eldest and only child of President Abraham Lincoln to survive to adulthood, built a stately home on a high hill overlooking the Battenkill Valley in Manchester, Vermont. Robert's daughter Jessie designed the formal garden on the south lawn in 1907 as a gift for her mother, Mary Harlan Lincoln. It was an American version of a European parterre with closely cropped privet hedges laid out to resemble a stained glass window when seen from her mother's second-floor sitting room. The formal garden has been restored to its former splendor. Using Jessie's original plans in flower order, sections of the parterre were replanted with like colors using updated hybrids of turn-of-the-century flowers. In the winter of 2005, the pergola that frames the end of the garden was recreated from historical photos, and the hedges pruned to their original height of 18 inches. The original peonies have survived for more than 100 years, and each June produce over 1,000 blooms. In the winter of 2019, it was decided that a member of Hildene's garden team, Eric Rose, would repeat the undertaking of a full-scale privet hedge restoration in early spring of 2020. With over 500 hours of experience working with the hedge, Eric gained a deep understanding of privet and all its nuances. He was ready to take on the project. His recount of the restoration process follows.
Hi, this is Eric Rose, and I'll be entering my 4th season working in the gardens at Hildene. One of my duties is to take care of the privet hedge, which provides the structure of the formal garden and dates back to 1908. Privet is fast-growing. The hedge needs weekly trimming from May through October to maintain its shape. While the original caretakers of the garden must have used hedge shears, in more recent times, Hildene has adopted the use of gas-powered hedge trimmers. But even with constant pruning, as the hedge ages, it slowly, almost imperceptibly, expands because of the accumulation of thick nodes, where it was previously cut and keeps resprouting. These nodes keep getting fatter and fatter, protecting the thinner growth around them from being cut by the trimmer, and so the hedge keeps expanding. And because other plants can temporarily prevent pruning in one spot or shade it and retard its growth in another, as well as variations in ground level which complicate the routine trimming, the hedge begins to literally get out of line. This past winter, we decided to undertake a major leveling and lowering project. The hedge was originally capped at 18 inches tall, but in November, the tops of the hedge stood anywhere from 18 to 25 inches tall. This was complicated by the fact that the garden is on a gentle slope with uneven ground, so the hedge might measure 18 inches in one spot, and then 21 inches just a couple inches over. But the tops clearly weren't level or flat. The goal was to lower the beds back to the 18-inch ideal, to level them along lines parallel to the back of the house wherever possible, and then to connect the proverbial dots, creating consistent, clean lines perpendicular to the back of the house. A 6-foot level resting on an 8-foot piece of blue board insulation, turns out, can provide a great way to level individual hedge lengths, as well as make adjacent sections of hedge match. The blue board is important because it keeps the level from sinking into the hedge, and it increases the span covered by the level. A short piece of blue board and a pair of 1-foot levels helps keep the line across the hedge level. The string was invaluable for checking long spans that needed to be in a plane, a flat surface that isn't necessarily level, and for comparing sections that were farther than 8 feet apart. And of course, there was a lot of good old eyeballing to make sure that it all just looked right. After a lot of measure, cut, repeat, the project was finally done. In some places, over a half a foot of growth had been removed. In other places, almost nothing. Occasionally, the hedge had to be cut below level to force the remaining growth to branch out and fill the space left by the removal of the denser top growth, and to delay development of those thick woody nodes, which will eventually push everything out of alignment again. The hedge now stands anywhere from 16 to 20 inches tall, a pretty good compromise between the 18-inch ideal and the goal of flat and level. And hopefully it also looks, right. You'll just have to come to Hildene and see for yourself.